Have you ever wondered what the difference between thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic is? Although both sound similar, they have very different properties and applications. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the differences between thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic based on the type of chemical reaction, polymerization, that links the molecules together. Plastics are classified as either thermoplastic or thermosets. The key concepts include thermoplastics and thermosetting plastic. Basic concept, chemical nature, their curing process, and pros and cons to each. Polymers, including rigid plastics, were first developed in last century. Synthetic polymers are defined as polymers that are artificially produced in laboratories. These are also known as man-made polymers. Some of the examples of synthetic polymers are polyethylene, polystyrene, polyamides, polyvinyl chloride, synthetic rubber, Teflon, epoxy, and several others. Synthetic polymers are typically derived from petroleum oil in controlled environment and are made up of carbon-carbon bonds as their backbone. A combination of heat and pressure in the presence of a catalyst alters the chemical bonds that hold monomers together, causing them to bond with one another. Catalyst is used to begin or accelerate chemical reactions between monomers. Millions of everyday applications are designed using synthetic polymers. These applications fall in the categories of thermoplastics, thermosets, elastomers, and synthetic fibers. Plastics are generally known as the polymers which can be molded into desired shape by the application of heat and pressure. Polymeric chains of plastics have stronger intermolecular forces than rubbers, which are also called elastomers. Plastics are partially crystalline. Examples include polyvinyl chloride, propylene carbonate, Teflon, and many others. Thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics are two separate classes of polymers which are differentiated based on their behavior in the presence of heat. The material difference between the two is that thermoplastics can be remelted while thermoset plastics remain in a permanent solid state once hardened. As a result of these physical qualities, thermoplastic materials have low melting points while thermoset plastic products can withstand high temperature without losing austerity. Summarizing the current applications of polymer is an almost impossible task. In the contemporary world, polymers have covered all areas of development and manufacturing of manufactured products, replacing traditionally used materials such as wood, metals, and ceramic materials. Thus, for example, these materials find application in fields as diverse as medicine, where they are used as prostheses, heart valves, among many other applications. Engineering, parts of vehicles and computers, boards, and hundreds of other applications. Agriculture, polymers are also used in sports, balls, helmets, rackets, and in everyday object. such as containers and utensils of all kinds. It is enough to look around us to realize that we are immersed in a world full of polymeric materials. The use and application of these materials grow every day. So, it is very important to know these materials as well as possible, not only for the advantages they offer but also for the inconveniences they cause due to their accumulation when they are no longer usable tools. What are thermoplastics? Thermoplastic is a resin that is solid at room temperature but becomes soft plastic upon heating. These materials are normally fabricated by the simultaneous application of heat and pressure. Polymeric structure is either linear or branched. Monomers are linked together by covalent bonds called primary bonds to form polymeric chains. The polymer chains are held together by secondary bonds. Polymeric strength depends upon length of polymer chain. Longer the chain, stronger the polymer. More energy is needed to overcome the secondary bonds. Beyond glass transition temperature, thermoplastics can flow due to melting of polymer crystal. As has been discussed in lecture 1, that crystallization of polymers is a process associated with partial alignment of their molecular chains. These chains fold together and form ordered regions called lamellae, which compose larger spheroidal structures named spherulites. At glass transition temperature, the amorphous part of the polymer melts. Then, heating beyond glass transition temperature starts melting the crystal part and make the polymer flow. This is known as flow temperature of polymer. For details, see lecture 1 slide 17. Thermoplasts soften when heated and eventually liquefy but harden when cooled. Processes are totally reversible and may be repeated. On a molecular level, as temperature is raised, secondary bonding forces are diminished so that the relative movement of adjacent chains is facilitated when a stress is applied. Irreversible degradation results when temperature of a molten thermoplastic polymer is raised to the point at which molecular vibrations become violent enough to break primary covalent bonds. What are thermosets? A thermosetting resin or thermosetting polymer is generally a liquid material at room temperature which hardens irreversibly upon heating or chemical addition. Once heated and molded, these plastics cannot be reheated or remolded. The molecules of these plastics are cross-linked in 3 dimensions, and this is why they cannot be reshaped or recycled. The bond between the molecules is very strong. Thermosets crosslink in 3D network. Strength of bond, hardness and strength in material are not affected by temperature. Polymerization will require heat and pressure so that the shape of the part is permanently set or cured. These processes are irreversible. Reheating thermosets start decomposition and production of char. When it is placed in a mold and heated, the thermoset solidifies into specified shape. But this solidification process includes the formation of certain bonds called crosslinks that hold the molecule in place and change the basic nature of the material, preventing it from melting. As a result, a thermoset, as opposed to a thermoplast, cannot return to its initial phase, rendering the process irreversible. Thermosets upon heating become set fixed in a specific form. During overheating, thermosets tend to degrade without entering a fluid phase. What is cross-linking or curing? Thermosets and thermoplastics differ in various ways in terms of their behavior, but all those diverging properties result from an underlying fundamental difference in their chemical structure. This underlying difference can be noticed in how thermoset resins throughout the length of their polymeric chain have particularly spots that can be chemically activated to take part in chemical bonding reactions with neighboring polymer molecules. Since all thermosets carry such chemically reactive spots, it is often the case that all kinds of thermosets have the tendency to connect to one another. Such a process of forming chemical links across different thermosetting molecules is called cross-linking or curing. Upon curing formed cross links not only restrict the polymer molecules from moving but also the atoms inside those molecules are hindered to a great degree than intermolecular attractions. In addition to the broad categories of thermoplastics and thermosets, thermoplastics can be further categorized into amorphous, semi-crystalline, and liquid crystal polymers, depending on the polymer chain conformation or morphology. The microstructures of these plastics and the effect of heating and cooling on microstructures are shown in figure. In thermoplastic polymers, curing process connects monomers into chains through primary covalent bonding. Here the point to be noticed is that polymeric chains stay separate from each other, which means polymer chains do not make strong covalent connections with each other but have weak secondary connections that are not covalent in nature. In contrast to that, thermosets, upon curing, make covalent link between monomers to make long chains of polymers, and simultaneously these polymers use the active site on different chains to connect them with each other. So thermosets upon curing do not have long chains of polymers but three-dimensional network of polymer. After first curing, When thermoplastics are reheated, their polymeric chains leave each other by withdrawing the secondary weak bond between them. Hence, reshaping is easily achieved by application of stress so that polymeric chains slip pass by each other to form new shape. On the other side, after first curing, when thermosettings are reheated, the polymeric structures due to three-dimensional connections do not allow polymeric chains to get apart. However, overheating provide sufficient energy to atoms that start breaking their bonds with neighboring atoms, hence decomposition initiates. Thermoplastics upon processing take the shape of mold within which they are poured as melt and cool to solidify into the desired shape. The significant aspect of thermoplastics is their reversibility, the ability to undergo reheating, melt again, and change shape. This allows for additional processing of the same material even after being prepared as a solid. However, like any other material, thermoplastics have their limitations. If subjected to extremely high temperature, the material may unwantedly soften, deform, and lose some of its physical properties. Thermoplastics can be processed in a variety of methods including compression molding, injection molding, thermoforming, and vacuum forming. Granular material is fed into the mold, usually in the form of spherical granules of approximately 3 mm diameter. These granules are then heated to melting point, which requires very high temperatures. Thermoplastic pellets soften when heated and become more fluid as more heat is administered. The curing process is 100% reversible as no chemical bonding takes place. This characteristic allows thermoplastics to be remolded and recycled without negatively affecting material's physical properties. As thermoplastics are highly efficient thermal insulators, cooling during the curing process takes longer than other plastics. Therefore, rapid cooling is undertaken to achieve a high output rate, usually by spraying with cold water or plunging into water baths. To cool plastic film, cold air is blown onto the surface. The plastic shrinks upon cooling, varying between a shrinkage rate of 0.6% to 4% depending on material. The rate of cooling and shrinkage has a distinct effect on crystallization of the material and internal structure, which is why the shrinkage rate is always specified for thermoplastics. Thermoforming is a manufacturing process where a plastic sheet is heated to a pliable forming temperature, formed to a specific shape in a mold, and trimmed to create a usable product. Extrusion is a process used to create objects of a fixed cross-sectional profile. A material is pushed through a die of desired cross-section. Injection molding is a manufacturing process for producing parts by injecting molten material into a mold. The difference between injection molding and extrusion is that during injection molding, liquid material is injected into mold, whereas for extrusion, The injected material is passed through a cross-sectional die. Blow molding is a molding process used in the manufacturing industry to create hollow objects made of plastic. Like other molding process, it involves the use of heated liquid material that is forced into a mold cavity under pressure. Compression molding is the process of molding in which a preheated polymer is placed into an open heated mold cavity. The mold is then closed with a top plug and compressed in order to have the material contact all areas of the mold. Thermoset plastics, typically processed by reaction injection molding, contain polymers that combine together during the curing process to form a permanent chemical bond. This process forms covalent bonds between monomer to make chains within these materials and eliminate the risk of product remelting when heat is applied, making thermosets ideal for high heat applications like electronics and appliances. Thermosetting polymer processing. Thermosetting resins are processed in their liquid form under heat. The curing process involves adding curing agents, inhibitors, hardeners, or plasticizers to the resin and reinforcement or filler depending on the required outcome. The most commonly used thermosetting resins include epoxy, polyester, phenolic, silicone, polyurethane, polyamide. Thermoset plastic laminate process is divided into three stages: A, B, and C. Stage A refers to the preparation of raw material, that is reinforcing substrates and resin binders. Stage B refers to the product produced when reinforcing substrate and resin binders are brought together but not fully cured. The reinforcing substrate is dipped into a bath of liquefied resin binder. The reinforcing substrate becomes either saturated, as in case with absorbent papers and cotton cloths, or reinforcing agent gets coated, as in case with glass and graphite cloth. Once the wet resin binder is joined with reinforcing substrate in this method, it is slowly drawn through a long conveyorized oven where the liquefied resin binder is dried. The result leaves dry semi-cured resin binder in or on the reinforcing substrate. Once joined and dried in this fashion, the product is referred to as pre-preg in B stage, and the process described is called pre-pregging or treating. Third and last, stage C refers to finalized curing and shaping the product into sheet, rod, tube, angle, or others. Thermoset plastic is a hardened three-dimensional network. Remolding and reheating a thermoset cannot occur after initial chemical change. Electrical insulators and durable molded components contain thermoset plastics. These synthetic materials are silicone, epoxy, polyurethane, and so on. Wire insulation, cable insulation, and molded parts with high performance requirements are some examples of where you can find thermosets. Thermoplastic can be molded into desired shape of the designer. This can occur several times without any mechanical or chemical change to their properties. Some examples of a thermoplastic polymer are PVC, polypropylene, acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. Thermoplastics are cost efficient with simple manufacturing and production process. Thermoplastics may be used for wire insulation, cable insulation, and molded components unless the application requires higher performance. It is important to note that there are high performance thermoplastics with special characteristics. In that case, the thermoplastic compete with thermoset, but in general these materials have a high price tag. Comprehending the difference between thermoset versus thermoplastic and which applications are suitable for each type is often confusing. Though thermoplastics and thermosets may seem similar, they actually have very different properties and thus industrial applications. The difference between these two polymers are significant enough that understanding the behavior of each can ultimately help improve product design and decision. As you know, the primary difference between thermosets and thermoplastics is structural integrity. Thermoset polymers have a higher temperature resistance, both hot and cold. They strengthen when heated and do not wrap in extremely cold temperature but cannot be remolded. Thermoplastics have a low melting point yet can be reused without causing any chemical change. Essentially, thermosets offer all the benefits of thermoplastics with additional strength, durability, and corrosion resistance. A comparison between thermoplastic and thermosetting plastic has been made here on the basis of reactivity and manufacturing processes. Thermoplastic polymers are produced by addition polymerization, whereas thermosetting polymers are synthesized by condensation polymerization. In addition polymerization, monomers add up to each other without byproduct elimination. For addition polymerization, an unsaturation is required in monomer, for example, as is in ethylene. In contrary to that, condensation polymerization is carried out by reaction of multifunctional monomers and byproducts are formed. Thermoplastic is processed by injection molding, extrusion process, blow molding, and thermoforming process, whereas thermosetting plastic is processed by compression molding, reaction injection molding. Thermoplastics do not make covalent connections between polymeric chains. Rather, the chains are bound together by secondary bonds which are non-covalent in nature. Thermosetting plastic, while curing, make covalent connections or primary bond between polymeric chains and held together by strong covalent crosslinks. Thermoplastics, due to linear polymeric structures and absence of crosslinks between chains, have low melting point and low tensile strength. On the other hand, thermosetting plastics, due to compact 3D polymeric network because of cross-linking, have high melting points and tensile strength. Due to straight chain structure, thermoplastic is lower in molecular weight compared to thermosetting plastics. A cross-linked polymeric chain network in thermosetting plastic increases its molecular weight. A comparison is made here between thermoset and thermoplastics on the basis of curing process, features, benefits along with pros and cons. Thermoset curing process. Thermoset plastics contain polymers that cross-link together during the curing process to form an irreversible chemical bond. The cross-linking process eliminates the risk of product re-melting when heat is applied, making thermosets ideal for high heat applications such as electronics and appliances. Thermoplastic curing process. Thermoplastic pellets soften when heated and become more fluid as additional heat is applied. The curing process is completely reversible as no chemical bonding takes place. This characteristic allows thermoplastics to be remolded, recycled without negatively affecting materials' physical properties. Features and benefits. Thermoset plastics significantly improve materials' mechanical properties, providing enhanced chemical resistance, heat resistance, and structural integrity. Thermoset plastics are often used for sealed products due to their resistance to deformation. Features and benefits for thermoplastics. There are multiple thermoplastic resins that offer various performance benefits, but most materials commonly offer high strength, shrink resistance, and easy bendability. Depending on the resin, thermoplastics can serve low stress applications such as plastic bags or high stress usage such as mechanical parts. Thermosetting pros have been listed in the table, out of which the highlighted ones are their better thermal stability after curing as well as cost effectiveness. Significant thermoplastic pros include their recyclability, high impact resistance after curing. As thermoplastics have elastic behavior, so application of impact does not break them, whereas brittle nature of thermosets easily break them on impact application. Other significant thermoplastic pros include remolding, reshaping capabilities, chemical resistance, hard crystalline or rubbery surface options, and last but not the least, eco-friendly manufacturing. Hard crystalline or rubbery surface can be achieved by selecting thermoplastic resins for high stress or low stress applications. Cons of thermosetting include their inability to recycling, remolding, and reshaping, whereas cons of thermoplastics include their high cost and easy melting property. A comparative survey for different features of thermoplastic and thermosetting has been made. Molecular structure. Thermoplastics have linear polymeric structure with weak molecular bonds in a straight chain formation. Thermosettings are network polymers with high level of cross-linking and strong chemical bonding. Melting point is the temperature where secondary bonding starts disconnecting, whereas degradation temperature is the temperature where primary covalent bonding starts disconnecting. So melting point affects secondary bonding and degradation temperature affects primary covalent bonding. In thermoplastics, melting point is lower than degradation temperature, which means that thermoplastics melt before getting decomposed. Whereas thermosetting melting point is higher than degradation temperature, indicating that thermosetting start decomposing before they can melt. It is because of their cross-linked structure. Mechanical strength. Thermoplastics are flexible and elastic with high resistance to impact, almost 10 times more than thermosets. In thermoplastics, strength comes from crystallinity, whereas thermosettings are inelastic, brittle, yet strong and rigid. In thermosetting, strength comes from cross-linking. Polymerization. Thermoplastics are addition polymers. These are prepared and hardened into pellets during manufacturing. These pellets can be stored for long time. Then, at the time of processing, these polymers are just melted and shaped. Point to be noticed is that manufacturing and processing are two different steps. Polymerization is not a part of processing, it is done during manufacturing. In thermosetting, condensation polymerization takes place during processing. So for thermosetting, usually manufacturing and processing is done at same time. Microstructures. Thermoplastics comprise of hard crystalline and elastic amorphous region in its solid state, whereas thermosetting comprise of resin and reinforcing fiber in its solid state. Size. Thermoplastic polymers are straight chain, so size is expressed by molecular weight of polymeric chains, whereas thermosetting polymers have three-dimensional structure, so size is expressed by cross-linking density. Recyclability. Thermoplastics are recyclable and reusable by the application of heat and pressure, whereas thermosettings are non-recyclable. Both thermoplastic and thermosetting show chemical resistance. Since polymerization is a process that utilizes almost all the functionalities of monomers, so both thermoplastic and thermosetting polymers show chemical resistance, means inability to react any further with other chemicals. Crack repair. Cracks can be repaired easily in thermoplastics but difficult to repair in thermosettings. Process thermal aspects. Processing of thermoplastics is an endothermic reaction as heat is required to break secondary bonding between solidified polymer so that it melt easily. Whereas processing thermosets is an exothermic reaction because thermosets form new covalent bonds during processing. Surface temperature. Thermoplastics require low continuous use temperature than thermosets. Solubility. Thermoplastics can dissolve in organic solvents because of low molecular weight and straight chain structures, whereas thermosetting do not dissolve in organic solvent as per its densely cross-linked structures. Plastic deformation, which is a common property of thermoplastic polymer, is explained here. Thermoplastic polymers on application of heat initially become soft and flexible. This process is called elastic deformation. On further heating above their melting point, they melt and start flowing. Then upon application of stress, they undergo plastic deformation. Elastic deformation is the removal of secondary bonding between polymeric chains, whereas plastic deformation is reshaping the long polymeric chains. In last step after the removal of stress, plastic deformation remains but elastic deformation disappears, means secondary bonding once again develops. Thermoplastics exhibit plastic deformation while thermosetting plastic does not because of cross-linking.